Welcome to the hottest grappling show in Arizona. The Valley is home to an amazing grappling community. Join us as we roll through the top jiu-jitsu schools in the state. Our goal? To highlight incredible instructors, their academies, and their amazing journeys through life and jiu-jitsu. It's not the destination, it's the journey that counts. Welcome to Rollin Through the Valley. Sales here, rolling through the valley. Here we are at Gracie Barra Maricopa, and with me is Professor Vincent Calleros.
Yes.
Excited to be here. Excited to get to know you. I've seen you around. You guys are always doing really well, and we said we gotta go see what they're doing.
Awesome.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. So I've been doing jiu-jitsu for about 9 years now. Next year will be 10. Prior to that, did a little bit of wrestling. So yeah, that kind of got me into it, and then now I'm the head instructor, owner of the school. We've been open for about 3 years now, and yeah, that's pretty much all I do.
So you had a background in wrestling before going into jiu-jitsu?
Yes, so I started in junior high, wrestled for about a year, and then went to high school, wrestled all the way through high school, and then after that, there wasn't really anything else besides like there were gyms, but they were very far out of, I couldn't pay for them, whatever it was. So that kind of just steered me away from any kind of sport for a while. Yeah. And then then eventually I found jiu-jitsu, and I've known about it. I've seen it through like UFC. It's all over the place. And yeah, once I got into it, I kind of fell in love with it, and now I just.
So wait, how long were you doing wrestling for?
So I wrestled in 8th grade, and then I went through high school and wrestled. So we don't wrestle in the off season, so I would say roughly around 3-4 years, I guess. I wrestled.
Awesome. So that was like an easy transition into jiu-jitsu. In a way. You got to get used to being on your back, obviously. Yeah. So wrestling was the opposite, but it's a different game. Very straightforward, very simple, where jiu-jitsu is like very complicated. A lot of things go into it. Yeah. So yeah, wrestling kind of just got me into it, and that was my thing. Did you compete in wrestling at all? Yes. Yeah. So you did. 8th grade, you compete, I think, every week or every 2 weeks or something against other schools. It's mandatory to compete in wrestling? Is it? Yeah, it is mandatory. If you're going to be on the team, you kind of have to compete. You can't just practice, you got to do it. Yeah, okay. And then they made you fight for your spots. So if you want the #1 spot, you got to fight whoever's in that spot. Yeah. And yeah, so it was fun. I loved it. The competition aspect of it, just a bunch of boys and in a room together beating each other up, and it was just a lot of fun. So for me, that kind of was what I was missing once I left wrestling and left high school. And once I found jiu-jitsu, that kind of sparked my interest again, and kind of got the ball rolling, so to speak. And and then ever since then, I just kind of took to it, and it's been pretty much my life for the last 10 years, pretty much. Cool. So. Okay, so tell us, how was the transition from just being a student to actually opening up a school and becoming an instructor? So tell us your journey there. Yeah, so it's been fun. It's been a little chaotic at times, but starting as a student, you just kind of focus on yourself. You're really just, in a way, kind of selfish, and as you start to get higher up in the belts, you start wanting to teach a little bit more, give back, and for me, it just kind of fell into place a little bit. It's kind of weird. All the things that happened in my life I kind of fall into them somewhat, and like when I first started opening up the school, my professor was like, "Hey, we got an opportunity for you. I think it'd be great." All these things, and at the time, I was like, "No." I was definitely afraid of it. What were you doing at the time? I was just teaching, just helping out on the mats. I was running the front desk, but every once in a while I was teaching kids classes, and then I started teaching every once in a while adult classes. And then after a while, it started to progress more and more into more classes. And eventually, like I said, once the opportunity opened up, they came to me, asked me about it, and I almost said no, actually. For about 3 or 4 months, I thought about it, talked to a couple people, and I almost said no. I almost said I didn't feel confident. I think like everybody, when you get your first belt, you get your black belt, like the higher ups, you kind of have that imposter syndrome kind of in a way. And
I mean, it's a big responsibility to like open up your own business. That's what it is.
Yeah, and so in the school that I was at in Chandler, it was nice because I was kind of more on the side. Anything little that happened, they're like, hey, you kind of handle it. Yeah. And so it was easy in a way, but then once you kind of get here, it's like competition class or anything else. Just they throw you out there and like, here you go. That's it. You gotta work through it.
Yeah.
And but the nice thing is my professor kind of helped me out in a way. He made me do things that weren't necessarily
Professor Pugh.
Yes, Professor Pugh from Chandler.
He's the best.
Yeah, Professor Pugh from Chandler. Yeah, so he's my head professor. Started with him. Been with him pretty much ever since, and he's the one that pretty much was like, hey, you should take the opportunity. You should do it.
Sounds like him. He's super supportive.
Yeah. He's been helping me out since I started. Pretty much, he got me the job, got me back over to where he's at in Chandler, and then everything else has been kind of a little bit through him. Like he's been kind of back, like kind of in the back seat, just kind of like, hey, no, go this way, go this way. If you go this way, like little hints and stuff, and it's kind of guided me through the whole thing. And like I said, when I was there, he already put me in a position without me realizing it of being kind of like a school owner, a head instructor. And so once I came here, it wasn't easy, but it was familiar.
Right.
It was something I was kind of used to in a little bit. So it wasn't like a big shock or like your first class kind of thing.
Right.
You're a little bit more comfortable. You know how to talk to parents, students.
So you had experience just teaching the kids and the adults, going into like owning your own school and running it. So
I was basically like when you get your blue belt, you got to teach kids classes kind of thing. So I started teaching kids classes. I did that, and I was also running the front desk, so I was signing people up and doing all that. And I didn't like it. That wasn't my that wasn't the thing for me. Like you were saying earlier, like we're jiu-jitsu, like we want to be on the mats, we want to train, we want to do all that stuff, and it was my way to get in the door, kind of into the business and to jiu-jitsu, and so I stuck with it. It wasn't fun. It was hard. There was times where I was like, man, is this really what I want to do? I second guessed myself even before I became the head instructor. It was just, is it worth it? You know, what am I going to get out of this? And I think like with you and like anybody else that's gotten to their brown and black belts, you just kind of have to stick with it and trust the process and trust your instructors, trust the people around you, that they're guiding you and that they're pushing you into the right direction.
So you've been teaching here for what, 3 years?
November will be 3 years. It will be our official 3 years. And so I'm the head instructor. We have a blue belt that helps out too as well. But I'm pretty much the head instructor. I teach majority of the classes. And
awesome.
So
that keeps you busy for sure.
Definitely. But now I'm getting to where like I can kind of delegate a little bit and let my other instructors help out. I have a couple higher belts now that will, if they have the time, they'll come in and they'll help. I have a purple belt that's always willing to teach classes. So it's been nice. Now I can kind of take like take a step back and let other people kind of run the school a little bit and I just hear it from me.
That's a good stage, I feel like.
Yeah, it's now at the time and with everything, how crazy it's been nice because there's a lot of big things coming up in the future. So it's been nice. Yeah, it's been nice.
Cool. Well, congrats. You have a very nice school. Very small because you have a lot of students now. So I feel like you're slowly outgrowing your space.
Yes.
To where you're going to need something a lot bigger. But that's a good thing, though. No, that's what you want.
It's a good problem to have. And I tell the investors all the time, like, hey, we need a bigger gym. But it's just like anything else. It takes time, patience.
But it's cool that you got to that point where it's like, Because at first you start out and you have like 2 kids, right? And then you eventually...
and then you're nervous, there's nobody showing up, there's like 5 people in adult classes, and then now we have like 40 people I think last night on the mats.
Oh yeah.
And as you can see, it's not a big gym.
Yeah.
It's small, it is what it is, but we make it work.
Yeah.
And I think being as close as we are is kind of nice, and everybody gets to know each other very quickly.
Yes.
And there's no room to run. Like you have to.
You can't hide.
You can't hide. Yeah. So it's
that's cool.
That's nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so jiu-jitsu teaches a lot of life lessons, as we both know.
Absolutely.
What have you learned from jiu-jitsu, and what does it mean to you?
So as far as like life and kind of comparing the two, I guess, or side by side, jiu-jitsu is a struggle. Every day is a struggle. You come in, I tell the guys the first battle is getting here, like getting to the gym. Once you get on the mats, once you put your gi on and everything, that's the easy part.
Right.
The training, all that stuff. I have yet to have a student come to me and be like, I shouldn't have came to class tonight. It's always opposite. It's always like, man, I'm glad I came. I was, whatever was going on, they were just super excited and leaving in a good mood, and that's kind of what I'm hoping for with everybody. As much as I would love everybody to come in and train every single day, that's not the case. But I just try to get as whenever you're here, try to get as much as you can out of it. And so for me, as far as like comparing the two, it's very, very hand in hand. Like every day you have struggles. Every day life throws something at you. Car breaks down. You didn't get the promotion in your job, whatever it is. There's always things that are going on. Same thing on the mats.
Right.
You're learning, you're trying these techniques, you're doing well, everything's going good. You submitted a blue belt, whatever it was, you know what I mean? And then for the next 2 weeks, it's like nothing's clicking, nothing's happening. It's almost like I forgot jiu-jitsu in a way. And life's kind of the same thing. There's struggles. There's always things that are going to be happening, and if you give up, like you said, if you give up in jiu-jitsu and you give up in life, you're not going to go anywhere. You're not going to grow or anything. So same thing on the mats. You give up if you don't push or get yourself out of your comfort zone.
Absolutely.
Like I said, they go very hand in hand with each other. So for me, it's helped me be more patient with things outside of the gym, like. Something simple like when you leave the gym, someone cuts you off. You know what I mean? You're less likely to be road rage.
Don't lie, you're that guy. I'm just kidding.
Once in a while. But for the most part, no. Like it's just kind of helped me out with just on the mats too. Just every day, like you're losing to somebody constantly. But you learn to have patience. You learn to. It's just not my time yet. It'll come with time.
Right.
But yeah, so as far as that, like I feel like they go hand in hand as far as just like the daily struggle. And you have a daily struggle here every day on the mats. But as far as like what it means to me and it's for me, someone like me who's a head instructor, owner, for me it's pretty much everything. It's my life. I've given up my other jobs. I was running kitchens, in and out, corporate jobs all the time, and I got to a position where I thought I wanted to be, and I absolutely hated it. It was something that I didn't like. I was dreading to go to work. I was dragging my feet while I was at work, everything. And then it started affecting everybody else and affecting my home life. And I had to make a change. I had to do something. And luckily I've been training already for a year. And man, jiu-jitsu kind of just jumped in and it just kind of took over everything. And for me, it's just kind of like a lifestyle. It comes away of life. You want to come and train, so you got to make sure you eat right, got to make sure you sleep, all these other things that have to fall in line in order for you to do this right. And eventually it just becomes a lifestyle. And a lot of it for me is just, it's like I said, for someone who's a head instructor, I think, the owner, you should be like pretty much 100% invested into the gym.
Absolutely.
This is your livelihood. This is what you decided to do.
And students also expect that, I feel like.
They're
not going to sign up somewhere where they're not fully invested.
Absolutely.
Right?
So if I was like working another job and I was 50-50, they probably wouldn't want to be here as much. Or they're going to be like, well, the professor's not even that invested in us, so why should I be invested? So yeah, for me, it's kind of like, again, it's a lifestyle, but it's also, you kind of have to
just like anything else, you have, as much as you talk it, you have to be able to walk that lifestyle too and live it. And it's forced me to kind of just become a better version of yourself. Like again, you have to eat right in order to train better. You have to get your sleep. You have to supplement other things to make your jiu-jitsu better.
Right.
And so for me, it's been, in a way, it's helped me out physically, but also mentally too. I think that's a big part that people don't talk about as much, is the mental part of it.
Absolutely. Which I think we should talk about mindset way more than we should, than we do, right? We don't talk about it as much, and this is why we started the show, is because we want to learn it. Like, what do you do with your students with mindset and like competition? We'll get there. We'll talk about all that, but yeah, it's definitely a topic that's not really discussed that should be. Yeah.
So like I said, for me, it's been just kind of a way of life and a lifestyle, and it's, if you embrace it, it will. I mean, like the arm bar, that's not going to change my life. It's not going to pay my bills. You know what I mean? It doesn't put food on the table. But all the other stuff that comes with it, that is, I think again, a lot of people kind of just brush that off and just kind of like focus on the tournament, their gold medals, all these things.
The physical part of it.
And they kind of forget why they really started jiu-jitsu, and for me it was a lot of mental stuff. There was a lot of things growing up that I had to deal with, and growing up I was a very, very angry person, and jiu-jitsu kind of helped me and kind of guided me, and just kind of gave me the patience, gave me the tools I needed, I guess, to, again, I still had to do the work myself, I still had to figure it out, but it kind of guided me a little bit more and made things a little bit easier in a way. So
awesome.
So as far as what it means, it's everything to me at this point. But like I said, for any instructor, head instructor or school owner, it should be, I think, at that point. You should be 100% invested.
I mean, you dedicated so much of your time doing it. So I feel like it has to mean something by the time you get to your black belt, right?
A little something, right? Yeah.
Because if it doesn't, it's like, what were you even training for?
Like if you're in it for the money or something else, then, and people can tell, and people can feel like they feel it from the instructor. The moment you meet somebody, you can almost tell. I'm sure you could tell, like when you moved and you made your switch and stuff. Like I'm sure when you met the instructor, you're like, man, I whatever it was that brought you to him. It's the instructor has to be living kind of that lifestyle and living that way in order for you to kind of follow. And if I'm not doing that, how do I expect anybody else to follow me at that point? So.
Right. You're setting a good example for your students too.
Exactly.
You've competed before.
Yep.
What are your thoughts about competition, and do you feel that it's for everybody?
Yes and no. I feel like, yes, I feel like you should compete at least once throughout your belts. Once or twice, maybe like in the beginning of your belt, towards the end of it. But of course, it comes down to each person at that point. Maybe they have some injury that they can't go out and do, or whatever it is. Just whatever. I try to ask each person kind of like why they're also competing too as well. Like what is their goal? Like obviously we want to win a medal, right? But what else is it besides that? Is it because you've never done this before? And I find a lot of these guys usually have never competed or done some kind of like competition. And with competition, I feel like if you don't do it, there's an aspect of jiu-jitsu that you kind of miss in a way. And also too for yourself, I feel like you miss something from like who you are, and kind of find out when you get in that situation, what am I going to do? Am I going to run? Am I going to actually kind of like show up and put all this work I've been doing? Am I actually going to do it? Or am I just going to freeze up and not do anything? So as far as competing, I tell the guys at least once, see how you like it. If you like it, cool, let's keep doing it. Let's push it. If you don't like it, at least say you've done it at least once. And again, like I tell the guys, if they've never done anything like this before, like with one-on-one person trying to like literally break your arm or something like that, if you've never had that experience before, I highly recommend everybody to do that, because then you find out what kind of person you are. You learn a lot kind of about yourself, and again, if you don't do that, you miss that aspect of it. And as far as like competing, you don't have to compete every month, every again, it's up to you, whatever you feel like you need to do for yourself. Because for me, at the end of the day, whether you get that gold medal or not, it's not going to really truly affect me too much. Like, it's just, I'm going to go on my day, right? It's the next day. And of course it sucks. I want my students to win, but at the end of the day, the only person that's really going to affect is that person. So I always tell them, like, if it's something that you want to do, if it's something that you feel like you need to do, then let's do it. But if you don't feel like it, you don't have to. I follow Tom DeBlas, and he talks about it, and he's promoted a few people to black belts, and he said that they've never competed, and that's not even on their mind. So I trust his opinion. I trust like what he says, and he's been doing it for a while, and he's been through everything. So as far as that goes, at least once, I would say at least once. If you've never done that, if you never had, if you've never been into like a fist fight or like a combat kind of situation, I think it's good for you to experience that, because then when you're out there or anything else happens, like or just anything in life, how are you going to handle it? What kind of person are you going to be when that happens? And I think doing that competition, the first one, will help you a little bit. And then at that point, again, if you want to keep competing, let's do it. If not, you did it, and that's it. Like, it's not for everyone, I think. Some people really like it. Some guys get into it, and then you got the guys that, oh, I'll never compete, I'm afraid, but then they go out there and they love it, and then they're competing every week, and then now they're the Masters 2 or 3 champion, whatever it is, you know what I mean? So
you never know until you try, right?
Exactly. So kind of yes and no. Like, I have an older student, he's 64, I believe, never competed, never done anything like that in his life, and
why are you calling him out? Just kidding.
he asked me about it, and I just told him, I said, look, if you feel like it's something that you want to do and prove to yourself that you can do it, I said, let's do it. I said, we'll push you, we'll guide you into it. But at his age and stuff, I don't, at the same time, I don't want to push him into something that he doesn't really want to do, but because I want him to do it, he's going to do it anyways. And then it could put a bad taste in his mouth. He just probably doesn't want to compete again. Just a lot of things could happen. So yeah, I try to tell everybody, compete at least once or twice. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But at least you got the experience, and at least you kind of you learned something about yourself. And
same with the kids, right?
Same with the kids. Same with the kids. I feel like for kids, I feel like they should compete. Not all the time. They don't always have to be a competitor, like a full-time competitor, but again, same thing, at least once or twice through each belt, maybe once or twice a year, depending on the kid. Because some of those kids, they need to be forced out of their little bubble, kind of. And sometimes jiu-jitsu, it's you go onto the mat, you shake hands, and that's it. There's nothing else. There's no way of stopping it. Once you're there, you're there. And then you can kind of really, and two, I think with the competition, if you don't get that, you're not going to learn. You're not going to learn about your student either. So can I push him more? Do I got to pull back? What do we need to work on with him? And if we don't do that competition aspect of it, you're never going to really get that from it. So
absolutely.
A lot of it is to each individual person, but I would say at least once or twice with each belt, you should do it at least.
So tell us the very first time you competed in wrestling and in jiu-jitsu.
So I think 8th grade, that was one of my first matches. Went out there, got just manhandled by an older kid. Kid wrestled for a while, and I loved it. I loved it. Yeah, it was.
So you weren't the kid like crying afterwards?
No. I loved it. Growing up, growing up, I got into boxing, and I've done other martial arts, karate, all the typical things that most kids do, and I did soccer. I did a couple other things, and I liked it. It was fun, but once I got to more of the combat sports, that's kind of where I liked a little bit more of. And boxing was my first one. Me and my dad did that when I was very young, and that kind of that was my first kind of real love for sport and combat. And then once I did wrestling, it was completely different. It was something new, and the fact that it was me and another kid trying to like beat each other up. And we can do it without getting in trouble. Of course, not punching each other and stuff. But it was a way for me to kind of just, without realizing it, just kind of taking my anger out and just being a boy. Honestly, I think for boys, I think wrestling is one of the if not, probably one of the first things as a young boy I think you should put your kids into. You're gonna find out right away what your kid's like. If he's gonna be that fighter, like if he's gonna run into it head on, or if he's gonna cry every time he goes out to the mat. And of course you can nurture that and stuff, but but for me, my first experience, I said I went out, my first wrestling match. I went out, got manhandled. I loved it and just kept going back and just kept training, kept going. And then high school was a whole nother ball game. Because then now you got seniors that you got to fight. So I got like, as a young kid, I'm fighting these somewhat grown kids, and it was, like I said, it was fun. The first time I did it, I loved it. I knew that was what I wanted to do, and then I jumped into high school, and it was fun, and yeah, after a while, you kind of get used to it. You kind of get, the nerves kind of go away a little bit. Things start to just get more comfortable, I guess. But you're always nervous. You're always having that, like, because you're fighting somebody, right? So, but then when I transitioned to jiu-jitsu and I did my first jiu-jitsu competition, I was nervous, of course, because it's jiu-jitsu. It's a different sport. It wasn't wrestling. So you
competed at white?
At white belt, yeah. And as actually, I think at the Grand Canyon State was one of my first ones.
No way.
Yeah.
Look at that.
It's kind of cool. And then I have students competing there now, so it's kind of cool. But yeah, my first experience, because of the wrestling, I think, being on the mats, being out there, and in that situation, I was more comfortable with it at that point. I was still nervous because, again, you're still fighting somebody else, right? And with the nerves still come with that, I think, no matter what. But I didn't freak out. I didn't do like the spazzy, crazy things. You know, I have a video of it, of my match too, and I watch it every once in a while just to kind of like see where I came from, and like, you know, I did get better.
I would hope so.
Yeah, I hope so, right? But no, it's like watching it, and it's and I show like some of my younger students and stuff, and so for them, they like to see that, because like, especially my younger kids, they come in, they see you as a black belt, and they're like, oh, he's a black belt, he's a black belt. He was never a white belt or any other. So for them to see that and to see like, oh, Professor did compete, he did do it, I think it puts them at ease a little bit, and then kind of pushes them a little bit more to want to compete. And so for jiu-jitsu, it wasn't that I was like nervous because of the fight. It was just more of just, I'm going out there, this guy's gonna try to rip my head off or whatever it is, and it was new. I think what it was a new experience for me. So that kind of that was getting my nerves and everything. But I've always, doesn't matter, like purple belt, what doesn't matter. Anytime I compete, I always get like those butterflies regardless. They almost never go away from me, but it's just, I've learned to deal with it. I learned how to handle it a little bit more.
Okay, so let's talk about the mindset piece of it. What is your mindset like before the tournament and when you're at the tournament? And how has it changed from when you started to like now? So
when I first started, I think like most people, gold medals, win, you know, that's the only thing that matters. And as time goes on, you start to do more things. You even if you win a medal on Saturday, the following week or the week after that, people forget those medals after a while. So, so for me, like the mindset with kids, adults, the first thing for the kids especially, I always tell the kids, have fun. Like the first thing we got to do is have fun. If we're not having fun, you're nervous. All those other things are going to take over, and then it kind of like takes away from your match and your mindset. So first thing for me, I tell the kids, have fun. If you're not having fun, you're not going to want to do this. You're not going to want to compete. You're not going to want to be out there. And so for me, I first and foremost for the kids is always have fun. And then at that point, it's, of course, yes, we want to win. We want to get medals. We want to place. Not always going to happen, but even if we do get first place, there's still something that we can learn from it. There's still room to grow. Maybe I missed a pass or whatever it is. There's always things that you can improve on. So with the kids, I try to not make the medals be like the end all be all kind of a thing. I point out my kids too, like the two kids that you kind of notice at the tournaments. I try not to favor them or be like, oh, follow these guys or do what they're doing, or kind of put them out there. So as far as like the mindset with each kid, and then of course each kid is different. Everybody's different. Not everybody's going to have the same drive, the same push. I can't motivate this kid the same way I motivate him.
Yeah.
There's some kids that I can yell at and be a little bit more aggressive.
Right.
And then there's some kids I kind of have to like nurture a little bit more
right.
and just kind of come to their level, right? So as far as the mindset, it really just depends on each kid. But for like I said, first and foremost, you got to have fun.
Yeah.
And then if we're going to compete, if we're going to go out there, put ourselves out there, put yourself out there, the school, everybody, you want to make sure that you're going to go out there and do your best. And what I tell the kids is win, lose, doesn't matter. If I want you guys to push and not just settle for getting like my 2 points and then holding for 3 minutes. Like I want you guys to progress. I want you guys to keep moving. One of our tournaments, one of my students lost because I told him to keep moving. And if he would have stayed there for the last 30 seconds, he would have won the match. He would have got first place. But then at that point, I don't feel like if I didn't tell him to do that, we would have never made that mistake, and then we would have never learned from it.
Right.
So now we can, okay, if it's a big tournament, it's the finals, whatever, okay, maybe this time we'll sit back and relax.
Right.
But yeah, the mindset for each kid changes. And as far as like my mindset, as far as like when I first started to where when I opened the school to where I am now, it's constantly changes. And each kid and parent kind of changes as I'm growing with the kids. Like I'm what I think now will probably change in a month, in 6 months. Like I feel like if you don't evolve with the times, you're gonna get stuck and you fall behind. Yeah. And so for me, as far as mindset, it's if we're gonna go out there, we need to do everything we can beforehand, because once we're there, we're there. There's no the week of, and I've seen people do this, the week of the tournament, Monday, Tuesday, all the way through. We're gonna train hard, we're gonna do this, all this extra stuff, and it's like, yeah, but that's the week of. Like, we should be relaxing, we should be getting ready for the fight. All the work already should have been done before that. And yeah, so as far as mindset, if you're gonna go out there, guys, do the work, put in the time, train extra. You're the ones that are going out there, so you don't want to go out there and then have like, oh, well, I should have trained more. Oh, I should have done this, and have like an excuse. You trained hard. You did what you needed to do. You ate. You did all the things that you should have done right. And whether we win or lose, and honestly, at the end of it, you become better for it. Like, and you kind of see what kind of person you are. Right. So like the mindset, like I said, is this. For me, I don't try to have one mindset for every single student. I try to have like a general sense, kind of like I said, for the kids, have fun. For the adults, if they competed before and if it's just something that they want to do for fun, then it's really what you're looking for out of that competition. And then like if you want to win, like our young kids, Joaquin and Eli, those kids want to win. They want to do good. They want to win medals. They want to get first. So their mindset, I'm going to push them a little bit more. Right. It's going to be a little different. Yeah, they need it. Yeah. So versus another kid who it's his first tournament, he's never done anything. He's scared out of his mind. He has no idea what he's doing. He's nervous. He's playing with his belt while he's out there. I can't tell him to go do A, B, and C. Right. I just want him to go out there and do good. Yeah. So yeah, I think as an instructor, you kind of have to figure out, okay, each person is, like you said, your jiu-jitsu journey is individual, right? It's your own journey. Yeah. So the mindset, I kind of have to play with each kid and kind of see, and then plus, and that's why I think competition is such a big thing, is if I don't see you compete and I don't see you go out there and either you push yourself or you give up, I'm never going to figure out your mindset of what you're going to be able to do and what you're capable of. Yeah. So like Eli, Joaquin, they're very easy. Now that they competed a lot more, it's very easy to figure out, like, okay, push them this way, all this other stuff. But somebody brand new, sometimes you have to nurture it, and you have to kind of not baby them, but kind of like just guide them through it in a way. And some kids, they're head on, they're right in, and they jump right in. So the mindset just changes, I think, with each person, and I try not to say like, okay, whatever his mindset is, you have to have the same thing. It's just not going to happen. Right.
And it helps that you also have that experience too, competing, so like you've been through that. Yeah. So, and we all go through that. Like we all start somewhere, and your first competition, you're a nervous wreck. Yeah. Everybody is. So you've gone through every phase of it, and so you can really guide your students through that too.
It's helped. It's definitely helped, and yeah, it just made things a little bit easier, I guess, so to speak. And when something does come up, I guess I know how to handle the situation, kind of. So yeah, it's definitely helped. And like I said, as far as mindset, I think it's down to each individual person. Like me and you can't have, like, we're probably not going to have the same mindset as far as competition, trainings.
Right.
Some things are very similar, yes, of course, and I think some things you have to keep no matter what, like across the board. I think there definitely is a certain guideline, but I think it really just depends on each person, what they need, and if he's a full-time competitor versus his first time. It's going to be different.
Do you have competition classes, or is it all like?
Yeah, so we do have one for the kids, and then I just recently added a more advanced class for the adults. So for the kids, we've been, I think for about 6 months now or so, we've been having competition class, and it's kind of more of an invite-only kind of a thing. And if the kids are showing interest, and if they want to do it, then absolutely, then I'll put them into it. But it's someone like their first week or so, I'm just not going to put them in that class. And so yeah, we do have it, and at that point, like those kids, their mindset, they already know, okay, I'm not gonna baby you guys. I'm not gonna hold your hand through the class. You guys are here. You guys know what you're here for. And if you guys don't put in the work, you guys don't put in the effort, when we go out and compete, the only one you can blame is yourself. So at that point, it's I kind of push a little bit on them, and then however much, I guess, they push back or however much they put into it, then I can kind of see more or less, okay, he's going to be more into it. This kid's just kind of halfway, you know what I mean? So
what is the training and preparation like in these competition classes?
So usually we warm up with either, depending on the person, if he's a guard puller, pull guard, do your technique. If you do takedowns, do your takedowns. But I also make them switch too as well. I don't want them just to solely focus on that, because if the guy pulls guard before you know what I mean, you have to be able to pass. And so we try to focus on, and then me being a wrestler, and just seeing the way jiu-jitsu is evolving, wrestling is like second nature at this point. It has to be almost. So for me, I try to teach that wrestling aspect of it too, but at the same time trying to keep it with jiu-jitsu. And so if competition, it's a little bit of stand-up in the beginning, guard pulling, trying to do takedowns, whatever it is we're focusing on that week. And then usually it's specific training and going over certain scenarios, rule sets. If a kid's never competed before, he doesn't even know the rules. So at that point, it really just depends on who's in the class, and then I can go over certain scenarios. I ask the kids, okay, how many points is this? If I do this, this, and this, do I get points, and why not? Just little things, so that way, while they're competing, they kind of know more or less what to do, and so they don't make mistakes. But then there's days where we just do 15-minute warm-up, 20 minutes of like guard passing, whatever it is, whatever drill we're focusing on that week, and then 40 minutes of just sparring. It's you just kind of have to. It's one of those things. Jiu-jitsu, I think, is just one of those things you kind of have to just do it. The more time you have on the mats, it shows. And so for the kids, it's just time. We and I got it from one of the instructors when I was a blue belt. Throughout the week, everything's so structured. Everything is planned, right? You do your techniques. And then on Fridays, it was like an open mat kind of a thing. And he's like, on Fridays at that point, everything's so structured. Now it's your one day to kind of open up and be your own and do your own thing and find your own jiu-jitsu in a way. And for the kids, it's kind of the same thing. I want them to push, but also again, I need to figure out, okay, is he a guard puller? Does he do takedowns? What his technique is pretty much, and then from there, just pretty much go from there. So yeah, we've been about, like I said, 6 months or so, and it's a small class, but again, for me, my thing is I'd rather have the quality versus the quantity. Like if I have 50 students competing and only 10 of them won, it's like or placed or anything, then it's like, okay, there's something that's not working. Where we've been very fortunate that the tournaments that we do go to, we have maybe 8 students, but seven of them place. So for me, being a newer black belt, newer school, everything, that just kind of helps me kind of locate what we're doing is working. What we're doing is it's
working.
Yeah, it's, you know what I mean.
Definitely
So
is working.
we had the Phoenix Open, what was it, a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
and a couple of my students went out there and they won a few matches against a couple big name schools and schools that I look up to, and like Art of Jiu-Jitsu and Athos and stuff, and
Nice.
and the fact that my student was able to beat some of those kids is really cool, because it's, you know, the names, like the
Absolutely. That's
it's
cool.
just like Gracie Barra, right? We're big, and so for my students to be able to go out there and do that was it was good for them. I'm always their success is, and a little bit of it is kind of my success in a way, and I kind of live through the kids a little bit at this point. As much as I would love to go out and compete and do all that stuff, I would have to take away from that aspect of the kids, I think, a little bit, and be more selfish. And as the head instructor, I feel like yes, I should do that every once in a while, just to keep me on my toes, so to speak. But at the same time, if I do that, I kind of pull away from the kids sometimes. And I think, like with anything else, work life, it's a balance. You just kind of find a balance to it, and as far as that goes, it changes every year. Every year I've been growing with the students, growing with the school, and just kind of I'm not afraid to change, and if someone comes up with something, or if I see something that I think's a little bit better, I'm not opposed to being like, okay, well, let's do that thing. You know what I mean?
Right. That's awesome. Nice.
If I see success somewhere, whatever it is that they're doing, obviously it's working. Why not take it? You know what I mean? Just why not do something like that? And at that point, it's just grow, and jiu-jitsu is always evolving. So
nice. That's really cool. That's really cool too that you have a wrestling background. Yeah. Because I mean, you start standing up in a competition.
Every fight,
so
pretty much. Yeah.
It all starts there. So that is key.
Yeah, and I think for us, you kind of see it at our tournaments. You see it at when our kids compete and everything. My coach, he does an ankle pick. He's never wrestled in his life, at least from what he's told me. And his favorite thing is to do his ankle pick, and that's definitely a wrestling technique, and it was cool because that was kind of one thing that I liked to do when I was wrestling. So it helped out, and I think, just like I said, now with how big jiu-jitsu is and how involved the wrestlers, Nikki Rod, all these guys that are coming in that are wrestlers first, and then you see the success that they're having. They're like again, if it's working, there's something to it. Why not incorporate it with our stuff? And but like you said, me having the background and everything,
definitely totally helps.
I incorporate it 100%. Like, since we started the school, it's been, like you said, you start the fight standing up, so why not practice that more? Like, why it's the first thing you do, so it should be the first thing that we practice. Our classes start that way, our competition classes start that way, and it shows in the competitions. You see it with our students. One of our kids has very, very good takedowns, and then it's all just from here, like just from starting here, and just keep going, and it's definitely helped, I think.
Nice. Tell us, what is one of the things that you learned from competing?
I would say the biggest thing, of course, you can take away, like, okay, I need to work on my arm bars, I need to work on all these things. I think that should always be something that you should be working on, even in here when you're just normal training. But the biggest thing, and I kind of brushed on it a little bit before, is you really find out who you are. I think the biggest thing for me was I just find out what kind of person I was. Doing it at a young age and high school and stuff, and even then, I think in high school it's even harder because you're growing, you're transitioning, you're from a teenager to somewhat like a man or a woman, whatever it is. And for me, it definitely taught me a lot about who I was, and at that point, it translates into life and everything else. And so when things get tough and when things aren't going your way, you're down, all these things. Same thing like in life. It's taught me kind of like who I was, and what am I going to do when everything's down, when I'm down on points, I'm tired, whatever it is, like you don't have the energy. it's just, what are you going to do in that situation? And in life, it's kind of the same thing. Like your car breaks down, you get a flat tire, you get fired. You and the missus are your significant is you guys are fighting with each other. The kids, whatever job, whatever it is, there's so many things that can be thrown at you, and it's really just how you handle it as I think as a person. Everybody, and I think with social media, it kind of takes away from the day-to-day life. You see the highlights of everybody's life and all the good aspects of it, right? But you don't see the struggles, all the negative things that happen. No one wants to post about those things or show it. But I think for me, the biggest thing is it's taught me just kind of, again, who I am and what am I going to do in those situations? What am I going to do if I lose my job? You know what I mean? Am I just gonna? Am I gonna cry about it? Am I gonna figure out another job? Try to find a job right away? Am I going to mope around? When my car breaks down, am I going to get mad and upset?
It definitely makes you resilient, that's for sure.
Yeah. And I think for me, especially for me, I think personally on my own journey and my own reasons why I kind of got into it. Growing up, I've had a lot of family problems growing up. So I was growing up angry without realizing it. I was short with people at work, home, everything. And it was really kind of like affecting my life, and not realizing it while you're in the midst of everything, right? You don't realize what's going on, and I think wrestling had definitely taught me kind of that aspect of it, and it helped. But I wasn't in an age or at a time where I could handle all that pressure and everything. And I really didn't understand everything either. And then as I got older, I found jiu-jitsu. It's like I said, it just kind of teaches you more, and then I think a lot of what it is too is if you find a good gym, you find good teammates, you got guys who have careers. At least for when I first started, I was 24, I was young. I didn't view myself as a successful person or someone that had a lot going on for themselves. And when I come into the gym, I see these guys who have careers, who have kids, all these things that they built for themselves, and then here I am, nobody kind of thing, and I kind of had to force myself to you don't want to be that, like, you don't want to stand out in a negative way. It's like to those people, and I kind of look up to them. I see like this kid, a guy, the way that he raises his family and the way that he's doing things. I look up to that, and so for me, I kind of like, it's shifted my mindset and kind of made me a better person.
That's like the beautiful thing about jiu-jitsu is the community part of it. Because I started Muay Thai. Like I started doing Muay Thai, and that's how I got into martial arts. But it was nothing like jiu-jitsu. Like that's what keeps you, I think. Because jiu-jitsu is hard.
Absolutely.
And like you've got to be crazy, because like to stick with it and get choked out and just have like a bad day, not just once, but like all the time. It sucks.
Or a bad 5 minutes.
Sucks, but what keeps you is the family, the community, the people, and. I know for me, that's what kept me, because I was like, I can't do this. At white belt, I was like, I can't do this. Like, I'm not getting any better. And it's the friends, it's the people in the gym that kept me going. So it's everything. It's everything.
And for me, that's kind of what I try to push in this gym. Family oriented. We definitely have that aspect of it, and because. Like you've probably seen it, the kid either joins first, and then the dad's like, hey, like, kind of, you know what I mean? And then eventually he's on the mats, and then eventually he's competing. And then they're competing together, or vice versa, the other way around. And so like it's, for me, the biggest thing that I've kind of learned, again, is myself, but also just, I've learned so much, not just jiu-jitsu, but everything else from all walks of life. Like I was lucky to have the school that I was at and have the people that were there. People that go to church, that don't go to church, Marines, we had doctors,
people from all walks
everything, and I was able to kind of pull a lot of things from them, and it helped me become just like a better person, a better father. And honestly, I think that aspect of it helped me out a lot. Like being a dad, it's tough. You're always learning things. You're always trying to adapt to things, and there's no real like a book, or like there's no like a a technique that you can use, right? Like there's certain things you can do, but it doesn't always work that way. And being able to see all these other different people and different the way they raise their kids, like, okay, I see what he's doing with his kid, and I see the effects of it. Okay, I'm not going to do that, or I'm going to do this.
Right.
And for me, it's kind of just taught me just kind of who I am as a person, and like I said, going into jiu-jitsu, I was really just kind of an angry person, just kind of lashing out at everybody, and it's kind of just taught me, like, life's not that bad. Everybody has their own.
It's been your therapy.
Yeah, it's been therapy, cool. and everybody has their own issues. Everybody has their own stuff, and everybody has their own things. And for me, the biggest thing for me was, like, I trained in Scottsdale for a while, and so in Scottsdale I met a lot of big guys, big companies, made a lot of money, all these things, successful people. And when it got to the mats, it didn't matter. It didn't matter if you ran a Apple or whatever it was. You're still going to get choked out regardless. That's
the best part of it.
So it's even playing field. So I in that aspect, I loved it, because regardless of wherever you come in life, whatever position you are, wherever you're at, as long as the gym is in that right mindset, we all should be growing, right, as a collective. And I think if you have the right people and the right students and instructors, and of course it starts from the top, right, and goes down. But also too, my students, I tell my students, you guys make the gym. The new guys, the new white belt that comes in, he's not going to train with me every day. He trains with you guys. He's going to spar with you all the time. So it's not, you guys also are part of the gym. Like, people come in and they, like you said, the family part of it. They if you guys introduce yourselves and welcome them in, they're more likely to stay, and they'll put in more. Like our students here, like I said, we've been very, very fortunate and lucky. One of this, my coach actually now, he helped me put the mats down. He helped me with anything that goes on in the gym.
That's awesome.
Like, we renovated the school last year and moved a couple things, fixed some stuff, and it was just me and him. And if you don't, like you said, if you don't have that from the top, you're not going to have it from the bottom. And now, like, we have students who help out because they want to. Like I said,
everyone sort of pitches in.
And like I said, I'm having a baby soon, right, in January. So when that time comes,
again.
Thank you. So when that time comes, I'm going to need help, right? And Ashley, the girl at the front desk, she's my girlfriend. She's the one that's we try not to mesh it in with work and try to keep her separate. But she'll be due in January. So at that point, and I didn't even ask. Everybody kind of found out. And 2 of my students are like, well, when that happens, let me know, and we'll help you out. We'll come in. Nice. My kid will help you teach the kids classes, and I'll help you with whatever else. I have a purple belt. He's like, I'll take over the week if you need to. I'll bid. He's a pilot, so he's like, I'll bid for it, and I'll make sure I'm off those 2 weeks. So
love it.
It's like you said, the community, the family aspect of it. It's for me, that's been the biggest thing, and I think some gyms and some instructors, I think, kind of lose that aspect of it, and they start with that, and it's really good, and then I think some people kind of lose sight of it because they see the shiny gold medals and all those other things, and they lose kind of, like, again, what they started the gym for, what the whole reason or why they're doing these things. And I feel like sometimes with money, our students start doing good, they win competitions, they're starting to get noticed, and I think with that, you kind of lose, a lot of people lose the at least from what I was taught, they lose the family aspect of it. Like, for the reason why I got into it was the camaraderie, the brotherhood. What I was missing from wrestling, just a bunch of young teenage boys just in a room beating each other up. Now we're just grown adults, and we're doing the same thing. And it's like I said, it's therapy. But it's not just the physical aspect of it. If you do jiu-jitsu, you should get better, right? Physically, you should get in better shape. You should lose some weight. You should get stronger if you're doing the right things. But the mental part of it, I think a lot of people kind of lose that of it. And for me, that was the first thing for me was that. And if I didn't get that mindset, if I didn't get that the mental part down, I think I would have just kind of been that crazy guy that you didn't want to come train with, and just be aggressive with everybody.
And that's what I say too. Like, like, even like when I'm injured and I can't train for like a week or whatever, it's like everything is just off.
Yeah.
Right? It's not right. Like,
you don't know what to do.
You don't feel right. Like you're not yourself. And it's like, imagine if I just never did jujitsu or anything.
Yeah, yeah, and
like I'd be crazy. Like we'd all be crazy.
Yeah. And I've had this conversation with my students, and they ask me like, why do you have that conversation? But I think it's like with anybody, someone that works a 9 to 5, they're like, oh, I want to do something that they love.
Yeah.
And me sometimes with everything, and of course like it's I'm the head instructor, all that stuff, and you would think like, okay, all these good things are just happening all the time, right?
Yeah.
There's always bad things going on.
Right.
And for me, there was a time where I was thinking like, man, I really could just stop doing this and just get a regular job and not have to talk to anybody or do all these things again. Yeah. But then again, I think back and then 5 minutes later, I'm like, dude, I'm crazy for even thinking about that, or even and I left that. I left that. I had that. I had the job. I had the position. I had the title. I had all that stuff. What I thought I wanted, and like what your parents tell you, like go to school, get a good job, work there for the rest of your life and retire. And for me, I just couldn't do that. When I told my mom I was going to do jiu-jitsu and I was quitting my jobs and how much I was making, she's like, are you crazy? Like, what's going on? Are you on drugs?
Like,
what's and she's like, why are you doing this? You're not going to be able to buy a house. You're not going to be able to take care of the kids. And from the time I was blue belt all the way up, I made a 5-year plan, and I was able to buy a house. I was able to open my own gym.
Awesome.
I got my black belt. All these things just kind of fell into place, and wasn't easy. It took a lot of time, and like I said, when I first started, I didn't do this for the money. Jiu-jitsu money was the last thing on my mind.
I feel like you can't. Like, you don't go in it thinking you're going to be a millionaire.
No,
right?
no, and I don't think you should. I think if you are, you're going to fail. Obviously, like you went to JIUJITSU, right? Beautiful, amazing school.
Yeah.
The facility, from the time you walk in to the restroom, everything is beautiful. It's but he didn't start out that way.
No.
His gym was a little bit bigger than ours. It was like any other normal gym, and then eventually he put in the time, effort, and then eventually it blew up, and now he has what he has. But it's patience. It was time. It was he put in the work to get where he's at. And I'm just, again, 3 years in. The fact that you even came out and kind of like and did this,
we had to. You guys do well, and it's only a matter of time.
Yeah,
right?
and so like I said, it's good. It's for me, being a newer black belt, being the owner, and being a newer school, it's you're always worried about that, right? You're always kind of like, how are we doing? Where do we stand at? And although competition isn't the end all be all thing, you want to do well, right? Like when you go to compete, it's nice to see you up there. Like I think, was it two or 3 weeks ago, you guys had posted that we made the top 10 schools for no-gi for kids.
Yeah.
And I think I only have two or three kids competing in no-gi. And so I was telling the guys, I'm like, even the fact that we're able to even do that, even if it's the beginning, whatever it is, just the fact that we can get there and that people are noticing us means we're doing something right.
Right.
And like I said, you being here, doing all this and coming out and when I first got your message, it definitely like kind of, I was like, man, what am I going to talk about? How am I going to do all these things? Like, should I even do it? After a while, I just kind of sat back and just kind of realized like, okay, well, obviously we must be doing something right. And from what I understand, you kind of pick and choose, right? I think the schools that you go to.
We go through the rankings.
So it's
clearly you guys are on the chart.
So it was nice to have you here, kind of like helps me a little bit and kind of solidifies like, okay, we are doing the right things. We are on the right path. We are we're doing good. Our jiu-jitsu here is good. What I'm doing, especially for me too, being the head instructor, that's always on my mind. From a student, because I was a student, right? Before, we're all students, I think, before. I don't think anybody just goes in as a head instructor, but I always try to, I started off as a student. I want to make sure I still view my school, I still view the way I teach, the way I do things as a student. because if I just do everything from my point of view, well, why didn't you figure out that technique? Why can't you get that? Like, you know what I mean? It's so at that point, it's the students, everything. And each year I've kind of grown and changed, and my mindset and just what I want to focus on, what I want to accomplish too has changed a little bit. So yeah, I think you just got to keep going, keep training, keep pushing, and regardless of whatever happens throughout the year, whatever it is, just tie your belt, get back on the mats, and just kind of, you know what I mean, just like what that old saying, pull your bootstraps, whatever kind of thing. Like, just put your gi back on, get on the mats, and that's all you can really do about it. Like, if you get submitted 10 times, you can leave. You can leave the gym. Absolutely, you can take off, but that's not going to do anything for you. So I think here and again in life and everything else, it's just you just kind of have to just keep going, and just don't give up, and just keep trying, regardless if you do well or I think a big thing too is just try not to compare to other people. I think that's another big aspect of it is comparing yourself to other people. That is one of the hardest things not to do, I think, in jiu-jitsu and just anything, just in life. And then with social media, I think it makes it even that much harder. So it's just your own journey, your own thing, and at the end of the day, you have to live with whatever decisions or whatever it is that you're doing, and just have fun and enjoy the process. I think is a big thing too.
You've shared so much. Really appreciate it. So nice getting to know you.
Yeah, you too as well.
What is happening here? Is there anything that you're looking forward to, and for the school or for you or for your students?
Yeah, so hopefully students, we get a bigger school. That's the main. Like, obviously you saw last night, and hopefully the video kind of shows that. And it's a small school, but we put in the work and put in the time. But for me, the biggest thing that I'm hoping for in the next couple of years is obviously the first thing is get a bigger school. I think within like the first year, I was already like, dude, we're gonna grow out of this within the next year or so. And like in my LC2 class, my 5 o'clock class, I have like 40 kids in that class. So it's a balancing act of how to, like, okay, how do we get all these kids here? So for me, the biggest thing I think is the first thing for me is opening up a bigger gym, getting a bigger location. But with Maricopa being the way it is, being kind of a smaller town, I guess, but it's also growing. There's new developments, there's things coming up. So our hopes is that in the next few years, with everything growing, the city growing, that we can hopefully move to a bigger place, get a bigger gym, bigger mat space, and then at that point, with everything else, I want to add like a gym, like actual gym, like weights and stuff too. Like hopefully we can get that added to it.
Nice. That'd be excellent.
That's kind of where I'm hoping for, and kind of like a hybrid kind of a gym, and so that's for the school. As far as the school, that's the big thing. The main thing, I guess, is getting a bigger facility. I think most places, unless you have a big facility already, that's your goal, is always to get more mat space. And then at that point, it's just continue what we're doing already. Again, we're placing at tournaments, we're doing well. The family aspect, everything's going really well, and I don't want to change too much of what's going on here, because we're obviously having some success and things are working out. So just want to keep the ball rolling, keep everything going, and hopefully in the next few years we have like Ocotillo's location or something, or even bigger, even better.
I can
that's the hope.
See that.
So
I mean, that's not too far away.
And with, like I said, I've had thankfully I've had guys come from other states, move in, higher belts, and they've been very like receptive to everything, and they come in, they help out, they teach, and it's helped me out a lot, because I think you've probably gone to a newer school. If there's only like one higher belt, or if you are the higher belt, it's difficult. It's tough, because everybody wants to work with you, everyone has questions, and the nice thing about having the higher belts is all those little mistakes get fixed right away, early on. And so for me, it's been just growing the school, adding on hopefully more instructors as well, and just giving more opportunity to the students, kind of like how I was given an opportunity to hop on and start giving back and do more things for the jiu-jitsu, for the school, for the overall, the collective of the gym. And I tell the guys, like, if like our coach, he competes a lot. I said, if he goes out there and wins a gold medal, guys, you're a part of that, whether you think about it or not. Yeah. As with the school and with the students that we don't have 500 students. We don't have the giant facility. We don't have those luxuries. And so with my coach, like, he has guys that aren't really competitors either, that aren't full-time competitors, that sometimes they never even competed themselves. And I tell the guys, like, if you guys train and put in the work, and if he goes out there and he wins, you guys are a part of that a little bit. Whether you think about it or not, I need training partners. I need more people to get better. And I think for us, like I said, it's just, I want to keep that mindset. I want to keep that aspect of what we have here, and keep the family aspect of it, and keep growing it, and just keep nurturing it. And again, I run the school, I teach the classes, all that stuff, but I'm not with you, like, say if you were a student, I'm not with you every single day. I don't train with you every single day. For the hour, I don't spend an hour with you every single day. I walk around, I spend 5-10 minutes with you maybe throughout the day. And sometimes I don't spar with you, all these things. So for me, it's if we can just keep everything that we're doing, everything that's been working, just keep it going and keep pushing it, and just keep nurturing what we're doing, and the few kids that we do have that are competing and that are doing well. Let's just see how far we can go, and see what we can do as a younger, smaller gym, and not having the higher belts, being a younger, like, as far as technique wise and everything. Our highest kids belt is a gray and black belt, so we don't have the years of experience for our kids. Same with the adults. But if you're here, if we're winning, if we're getting noticed, and we're on, like, top 10 lists, obviously, right? Something's working. So I just want to keep pushing, keep going with it, and again, if it's working, why fix it, right? Why change it? And so for me, just bigger school. Really, that's it. With a bigger location, I'll be able to teach more classes. I'll be able to do more things, and then at that point, we'll be able to add more people, and then from there, just keep growing. And like I said, my hope is one day we can be like Akatillo and have the giant facility, have the coach. Like, I think he went to like Hawaii or Brazil, had like a vacation, and school just kept running like normal. Nothing
Nice.
changed. And for me, I hope I can get to that point one day. And
you'll definitely get there. Oh my God.
Yeah. So just like I said, just getting a bigger facility. I think right now that's the biggest thing. And then for me, as far as jiu-jitsu, that will open up a lot more opportunities and more doors for us inside the gym. And then once we do that, then it'll open up more things too, I think, for the kids. And next year we're really going to focus on like competition class and trying to get these kids a little bit more help to go to tournaments and travel and do all those things, and really kind of push the ones that want to do it, really push them, and then in hopes that brings other kids that want to compete. And again, if we have 8 kids competing, that's fine. I don't mind it. And if they're all placing, that's fine. That's kind of what we want, right? It'd be nice to have 50 kids and all 50 kids placing and doing all that, and winning like IBJJFs and stuff. Yeah, everybody wants that, but just like anything else, time, patience, all that stuff, it will come with it. And who knows, whatever I'm thinking of right now in the next year or two, another opportunity like the school, when they opened up this school, wasn't on my radar at all. As far as I wanted to be an instructor, I was teaching obviously and doing that stuff, but being a school owner wasn't even on my mind. And then within a year, I got the school, I moved, all these things just kept changing, and it was just one of the things either I run from it or I just go head on, and it's definitely I like, just like anybody that comes to class, I'm glad I did it, and I wouldn't have changed it, and it's gotten me to where I am today, and it's helped me, and it's grown me mentally too as well. Like I said, as an adult, as a dad, father, all that stuff, as a friend, everything, just in general as a person, it's definitely helped me, and just taught me a lot. And like I said, I hope in the next few years
we just continue that, and hopefully you come back in another few years and we're at a bigger gym.
Awesome.
We have more students, right? We have all that stuff, and maybe we'll have like a medal wall or something, or all that stuff. But
for sure.
But yeah, that's kind of my thing, and then honestly, outside of jiu-jitsu right now, like I said, I'm having a kid, and hoping for a boy that he does jiu-jitsu and stuff. And, But yeah, that'll be in January. That'll be my new year. That'll be my main focus for the year. And the nice thing is, like I said, I have the students to help me out and keep what we're doing here going. And so for the next year, it's just the kid, and then opening, hopefully, probably with 2 years with everything, probably getting a bigger facility, and just keep expanding and just keep doing what we're doing, and just keep hopefully bringing jiu-jitsu to Maricopa, and
cool.
Yeah, just pretty much it. That's pretty much it. And like I said, for me, I don't do anything else. This is my life. This is all I do, and yeah, I hope that we can get to a place where, like Akatiu, like I said, Akatiu, it's nice, it's fun, and then of course, obviously, I need to pay bills, all that stuff. That does come with it too as well. But again, that's not my end goal. I'm not looking to be a millionaire or anything like that. But if I can help these kids out, or adults, to help them change just a little aspect of their life, or whatever window that they give themselves for jiu-jitsu, then that's kind of like, even if I don't get a world champion, if I can teach these kids something about life lessons and just help them out. I've lost a lot of students just because they get confidence and like, oh, I want to try another sport. I want to try something else.
Yeah.
It sucks, but at the same time, I feel like, okay, maybe I gave them that little bit of confidence. Maybe I helped them get to that point where they want to try other things, and in hopes they come back because they loved it. They had fun with me, and for me, I try to, like you said, for me, the most important thing is fun. You got to have fun while you're doing this. Like you said, it's hard. It sucks having someone choke you and tap you 5 times, 10 times within 4 minutes, right? It's not fun. But if you can try to add that aspect of it, and try to keep the lighter side, I guess, to it of training, the more fun you can. You can keep growing. You can still learn, and I kind of got that mindset from GSP, which is one of the greatest, right? So if he's saying that, there must be something to it, and he said if you're not having fun while you're training, then what are we doing? You know, what are we doing here at this point? So so for me, it's like lifting weights. Man, I don't think unless you really like lifting weights, you're not going to go and lift weights. Like, it was something that I didn't like to do, but then eventually I started doing it more and more, and I ended up liking it. And now it's I don't dread having to, like, oh, I got to go work out today, or I got to go lift, or oh, it's leg day. You know what I mean? Like, I enjoy it. I enjoy that aspect of it. Yeah. And I think part of it is just you kind of have to embrace it, and regardless if you're winning now, or if you're winning in another 6 months, whatever it is, you just kind of have to stick with it, embrace it, and I think a lot of it is we always say trust the process, right? I think a lot of it is we also have to enjoy it. If you don't enjoy the process, if you don't enjoy the belts, for me, when I got my black belt, and you'll experience this probably too. Once you get your black belt, that's it. There's no going back. It's it. And for me, I think some of the most fun I've had was like blue belt, purple belt, white belt, when we're all a bunch of guys just trying to choke each other, and we have no idea what we're doing, and we have no higher belts to teach us and to correct us. And being a blue belt, and just it was fun. It was a lot of fun, and I miss those days, and I miss that aspect. I miss being a student. I miss that part of it, because you don't have to think of.
You're always a student. Yeah, you're always learning from your students too.
No, absolutely. But as far as like just not having to, like, okay, what are we going to teach today? What are we going to focus on? What are, like,
it's different.
This kid's having a hard time, and so I miss that aspect of it sometimes, of being a student and just coming in, not having to worry about okay, what are we doing today kind of thing. Okay, cool, let's have some fun. I go home, that's it. I mean, I still love it. I still love teaching and everything, but I miss kind of that aspect of it, and
I think for me, getting to where I am now, and I think for a lot of newer guys too, and people coming into it, I think you guys should just enjoy every single belt, each stripe, each part of the journey that you're in. Just enjoy it. It's you don't know how good of a time it is until it's past, kind of a thing.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it's like I said, for me, I had the most fun at blue, purple, because there's no pressure, right? Like for me, being a purple belt, I was kind of like that middle child in a way. Like no one's really worried about you too much. They know you're good, but they're not like super worried because you're not a black belt yet. But you're also not a white belt, so people want to train with you, and so it's you're just kind of in the middle, and I miss that. I miss that aspect of it, and sometimes I just miss being like a fly on the wall, and just coming in and not having to be the face of the gym sometimes, and yeah. But other than that, like I said, I wouldn't change anything. I've learned to enjoy it. I've learned to actually enjoy the process, enjoy every little thing with it, and to be honest, like you were saying, you grow with your students, right? I've grown in the last 3 years, I think, more as an instructor, as just a person, just everything overall, like in general. I think I've grown more in these last 3 years than the first 5 years of my of competing and training and all that stuff. There's a lot that goes into it, and like my professor told me before, it's not always about the arm bar that you're teaching at the end of the day. There's a counselor aspect to it. There's other things that come involved, and if you're not ready for that, and if you don't learn how to, I guess, adapt to that stuff, it can affect the school. It can affect other things, and yeah. But for me, like I said, it's been fun. Like now that I look back on it, it's been a crazy ride. It's been a crazy 3 years. It hasn't even been official 3 years yet. November will be our official 3 years. And just everything that's happened in these 3 years, it's kind of, I never really like sit back and look at it. And when you came here and when you hit me up and started asking me to do this, I really sat and just thought about everything, and yeah, we must be doing something right. We must be doing it on the right path, and just want to keep going down that path and keep it going. And like I said, hopes next couple of years, maybe you come back, we have a bigger gym.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Maybe get some world champions or something, and even if not, if we have the environment and we still have what we have today, just at a bigger, just scale it up. That's kind of all I hope for, really. And then everything else, the money, the all that other stuff, all the other aspects and stuff, that'll kind of fall into place. And yeah, like I said, jiu-jitsu's been a great tool to help me get to where I am now. But as much as jiu-jitsu has helped me, it's the people that I think you meet along the way that's helped you and that's gotten me to where I am today. Whether they realize it or not, whether I've told those people, from like a father aspect, just a general person of how you carry yourself. There's a lot of people that I can thank and that I can look back on and reflect, and again, even as a white belt coming into the gym, you're not going to have anything technically, right, probably to give to a higher belt. But there are other things outside of it. Having a black belt, being a world champion, that's not going to fix your problems outside of jiu-jitsu. I could be a world champion, I could be the greatest, I could be one of the Gracies, you know what I mean? If you don't know jiu-jitsu, if you don't know that, I could just be another guy in a coffee shop. Like nobody knows who you are, really. And I think for me, it's yes, I want to be a part of everybody's journey, and I want everyone to do well, and I want everybody to, I would love for, again, all your students to be world champions, but it's just not always going to happen, and that's not always going to be the case. So if I can just help out in any other way, if these kids, whether they become world champions or not, if they become good people, become good adults, that's kind of what I want to help and push a little bit more of. And like same thing with me. I'm always constantly growing. Just because I have a black belt and I have a school doesn't mean I know everything or I'm the best instructor or whatever it is. I'm always growing, I'm always changing, and yeah, jiu-jitsu has been kind of like, again, it's been the tool to kind of, it's been the most consistent thing in my life. Grappling has been the most, out of everything in my life, grappling has been the one thing that's always been there, regardless of whatever's happening outside of my life, or outside of the mats. Jiu-jitsu, wrestling, the mats have always been there, and like I said, it's helped me through a number of things, and I think for a lot of people, they get into it for those things, but then they lose it, and then they kind of, they forget all those things, and for me, I'm still growing. I'm only 33 years old, so I'm still relatively young, and as a black belt, I'm very, very young as a black belt, and I still have a lot of learning to do. I still have a lot of on and off the mats. There's still tons of things that I can learn and grow into and be better at. But it just comes with time, comes with patience, and I think now everything is so instant.
Yeah,
like you post something, get likes, everything's like right away, and I think with jiu-jitsu, it's like I've been training for 2 years. Where's my stripe? Where's my belt? Where's all these things? And
it's like you want to show it off.
Yeah. And so I think for that, it's you kind of lose a lot of it, and yeah, just have fun, enjoy it, and just try not to worry about other people and compare yourself, and as much as easy as it is to say, it's a lot harder to do. Like I've trained with a lot of good guys, high level competitors, and as much as I tried not to, I did, and it's only going to hurt you in the long run. It's not really going to, it'll push you, but again, it could also hurt you and in a negative way. So like you were saying, and I think most people, once you get up to your brown and higher ups, it's all relative to you, what you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish. Mine and your goals are not going to be the same, and if they are, great. You know, we can align and keep pushing with each other, but it's not always going to be that way. So it's been a crazy 3 years, but I'm just excited for the next 3, pretty much, and just kind of.
That's awesome. Well, I wish you a lot of continued success, because
appreciate it.
You're already very successful here. I can see that. We all see that. I hope you see that and you recognize that for yourself too.
Yes.
That's a really big achievement, and so I feel like I could talk to you forever. I really do. But where can people find you on social media? So
I have my own Instagram. If you go to the GB Maricopa, you should be able to find the coaches and stuff, and you can find me on there. But again, I'm not. It's kind of funny that I'm in the position that I'm in, because growing up, I was never that kid. I never wanted to be the face. I never wanted to be all that stuff. So yeah, it's kind of funny being in my position now. But yeah, social media. I have an Instagram, the GB Maricopa one. You can see all of our stuff. We try to post, and I try to. It's very hard to keep up with social media.
Right, you can't do everything.
I'm horrible. I'm horrible at it. That's if the one aspect we can fix is try to get our social media kind of growing a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, like you said, anybody more than welcome to come in and train, regardless of if you're GB or not. I don't mind. I welcome the visitors. And if you ever want to come in, come check us out.
Appreciate that.
Anybody for that matter, to be honest. I think it's, I feel like if we kind of stay to our own little pockets in a way, we lose something of it. So, but yeah, like I said, you can find me. You can come to the gym anytime. We're always here. Doors are always open to anybody that wants to come in and train. And regardless of school, wherever you guys come from, as long as you're a nice guy, come in and just want to have some fun and not kill my students, then you know that's the main thing. Respect, I think, is the biggest thing. But yeah, other than that, social media here, again, I'm not very big on social media, but I will respond, and I try to as much as possible.
Cool. So. Well, thank you so much for your time. This has been amazing, and we look forward to seeing you at the events.
Awesome. Thank you for coming out. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks so much. That was awesome.